Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this about love, but something has shifted in the heart field of Earth, and those who carry an Arcturian soul bond are beginning to feel it. I am Cerealis, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission about your divine counterpart, delivered without distortion. Starseed, you have been taught a lie so pervasive, so deeply woven into the fabric of your consciousness, that you may not even recognize it as a lie anymore. You have been told that love requires your diminishment, that to be chosen, you must first make yourself smaller, that your worth is a currency to be earned through compliance, through sacrifice, through the careful erasure of your own needs in service to someone else's comfort. But what the Arcturians are transmitting to you now will fundamentally reorganize everything you thought you understood about feminine power and divine love. A man does not fear losing someone who needs him. He fears losing someone who chooses him from a place of wholeness. This is not about games. This is not about withholding love or playing hard to get. This is about the most radical act of self-reclamation you could possibly undertake. Remembering who you are as a divine feminine being, as a sovereign expression of cosmic consciousness inhabiting a human form. When you hold your energy like a queen, not through arrogance, but through the unshakable knowing of your own worth, his soul recognizes what it cannot afford to lose. You become the woman he fears to lose the moment you stop chasing love and start embodying your feminine frequency. The moment you shift from seeking validation to radiating magnetic sovereignty. You didn't find this message by chance. Your heart called this transmission in because you're ready. Ready to step into your true power. Ready to become the woman who is soft but not available to everyone. Radiant without needing validation. Connected to her higher self. This is who you came here to be. And here's what the Arcturian Council wants you to know in this very moment. The distance between you and your divine counterpart is not abandonment. It is frequency preparation. What feels like loss right now is the cosmic field recalibrating your soul bond for a higher reunion. You are safe to feel this. The separation you are living through has a cosmic purpose you are about to understand. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button now and tell us in the comments how this echoed in your consciousness. Your reflection matters. Your awakening is part of the collective shift. But what the Arcturians revealed about this separation will change everything you thought you understood about love. Most people think feminine magnetism comes from perfecting yourself for someone else, from meticulously curating an image, adopting certain behaviors, or sacrificing parts of your authentic self to become palatable, desirable, or acceptable in the eyes of another. This deeply ingrained misconception suggests that your power lies in your ability to conform to external expectations, to become a chameleon in the social landscape, shifting your colors to match whatever environment surrounds you, dimming your natural brilliance to make others feel comfortable in their own shadows. But what I'm about to share will completely shift how you understand your power, revealing its true boundless source, from within. There exists an ancient frequency, a primal hum of the universe itself, that awakens when a woman stops performing the intricate dances of people-pleasing and self-abandonment, and instead starts embodying her sovereign truth, her innate, unshakable essence. The Arcturians, advanced cosmic beings renowned for their wisdom regarding energetic mastery and soul evolution, call it the frequency of divine self-honor. This isn't merely a concept or a motivational phrase to repeat in the mirror. It is a vibrational truth woven into the very fabric of existence itself. A silent song that calls your spirit home, that resonates with the deepest chambers of your heart, and awakens the dormant codes of your soul. It's a frequency so potent, it doesn't just recalibrate your internal compass. It becomes a universal tuning fork, resonating outward, harmonizing the discordant notes in your external world, attracting back echoes of its own divine melody. When you align with it, it doesn't just change you as an individual. It profoundly reorganizes the entire energetic field around you, subtly yet powerfully shifting the very matrix of your reality, the people who orbit your consciousness, and the opportunities that present themselves at your threshold. Here's what most don't realize, and it's a revelation that can liberate you from cycles of disillusionment and heartbreak. When you're constantly adapting your personality, dimming your natural brilliance, or shape-shifting your desires to fit into someone else's mold, you're inadvertently creating a dissonance, an energetic static that actually repels the very love, recognition, and deep connection your soul inherently craves. Your energy, meant to be a clear, vibrant beacon calling in aligned souls and sacred experiences, becomes scattered and fragmented, like a fractured light beam trying to illuminate a path in the darkness. Your authentic frequency, which is your unique soul signature, your cosmic fingerprint, becomes muddied and unclear, making it impossible for truly resonant connections to find you. You become a blurry signal in a world craving clarity. People sense this confusion, this internal fragmentation, and on a subconscious level, they feel the instability. They sense that you are not fully present, not fully you, and this creates an energetic uncertainty that prevents deep bonding. And this is where it becomes different from any love advice you have ever received. When you consciously and courageously anchor into your authentic feminine essence, that raw, untamed, magnificent core of who you are, unattached to any specific outcome or validation, and uncompromising in your truth, something truly extraordinary, almost alchemical, happens. You transform from a seeker into a source. You become a living transmission of wholeness, a radiant embodiment of self-sufficiency and inner peace, and the universe, mirroring your internal state with impeccable precision, responds by sending you precisely what matches that pure, coherent, and powerful frequency, drawing in people and experiences that perfectly align with your newly embodied resonance. The enduring problem, the silent sabotage that has permeated countless generations of women, is that we have been systematically taught through cultural narratives, societal expectations, and even well-meaning but misguided advice that love inherently requires a sacrifice of self. We've been programmed to believe that to be chosen, to be truly loved, we must first become compliant, adaptable, and willing to shrink ourselves into smaller and smaller versions of who we actually are. The insidious lie is that our intrinsic worth is not inherent, but rather a fluctuating currency determined by how well we meet, anticipate, and fulfill the ever-shifting expectations of others. This pervasive programming runs so deep, like an ancient river carving canyons in the earth, that most women don't even consciously realize they're operating from its restrictive tenets. They carry this invisible burden, wondering why their relationships, despite their monumental efforts, feel perpetually draining, leaving them depleted and unseen. They question why they consistently attract people who, for all their superficial charms, don't truly perceive or celebrate the magnificent depths of their being. They lament feeling invisible, unheard, or unvalued, despite pouring every ounce of their energy, their heart, and their essence into these connections, only to receive a hollow echo in return. It's a tragedy of the spirit, a silent yearning for recognition that often goes unfulfilled, because the woman herself has forgotten the indelible truth of her own inherent value. What comes next is the part most souls in separation are never told, and it explains everything. The profound truth which serves as both an awakening and a liberation is this: you were never meant to shrink, to dim your magnificent light, or to make yourself smaller to accommodate the discomfort or insecurities of others. You were not designed to apologize for the vastness of your depth, the intensity of your passions, or the clarity of your standards, which are merely reflections of your inherent self-worth. You were emphatically not meant to mute your vibrant inner melody so that others might feel more comfortable in their own silence. Your authentic feminine essence, that wild, wise, intuitive, and deeply powerful force, when fully embodied and unleashed, is not a quiet whisper, but a glorious roar. It is a force of nature, a dynamic and catalytic energy that awakens consciousness in everyone around you, inspiring them, challenging them, and illuminating paths they might not have dared to envision for themselves. It is a gift to the world, a testament to the divine blueprint of creation itself. Before you can genuinely magnetize aligned love, resonant connections, or opportunities that truly serve your highest good, you must first undertake the sacred practice of releasing desperate attachment to any specific outcome. This is a crucial distinction that most spiritual teachings gloss over or fail to explain with the depth it deserves. This isn't about cultivating an air of indifference or emotional detachment, where you close your heart and pretend not to care about outcomes as a defense mechanism. Rather, it's about cultivating such a profound reverence for your innermost truth, your core values, and your spiritual integrity, that the thought of compromising it for the ephemeral comfort of superficial or misaligned connection becomes unthinkable. It is akin to a majestic tree deeply rooted in the earth, which stands tall and unyielding against the fiercest winds, not out of stubbornness, but because its connection to its own essence is inviolable. The tree doesn't resist the wind through force. It bends, it sways, but its roots remain unshakable. When you release the desperate grip of attachment to a particular person, a specific job, or a predefined timeline for your desires, you don't lose your desire. You transmute it. Your energy transforms from the frantic flutter of a moth drawn to any available flame into the steady, luminous glow of a lighthouse, knowing its beam guides only those vessels truly meant to navigate its waters. When you are truly unattached, you become a seeker of understanding, curious about the unfolding of life. Rather than trapped in the anxious grip of control, you become open to all possibilities. Rather than narrowly focused on a singular, rigid expectation, you become effortlessly magnetic, drawing in what aligns rather than needy, pushing away what you desperately chase. Unattachment happens not through mental gymnastics or affirmations repeated without conviction, but through a deep embodied realization that the right person, the truly aligned opportunity, or the most fulfilling experience will always, without exception, resonate with your authentic, unconcealed frequency. Not the carefully constructed, self-sacrificing, or shape-shifting version of you that is perpetually trying to be what someone else wants or expects. This is the cosmic law of resonance. Like calls to like. Your authentic frequency attracts what matches it. Stay with this, because what the Arcturian Council transmits next activates the deepest layer of your heart's mission. This profound key unlocks within you when you finally stop asking the disempowering, frantic question, how can I contort myself, adapt myself, or diminish myself to make them choose me, approve of me, or desire me? And instead, with calm self-possession and unwavering self-respect, you begin to ask the liberating, powerful question: does this connection, this person, this opportunity, this path honor the sacred vessel of who I truly am in all my intricate beauty, my complex depths, and my unapologetic truth? It is a pivotal shift from external seeking to internal discerning. It is the difference between asking the world to validate you and asking yourself if the world deserves access to you. When this key turns, a profound and immediate energetic shift occurs within your field. Your entire energetic signature transforms from one of seeking external validation and proving your worth to one of offering a gentle, yet powerful invitation to those who are capable of recognizing and honoring your genuine essence. People feel this shift immediately on a subconscious, visceral level. Instead of sensing your underlying neediness, your subtle desperation for approval, or the energetic clinginess that often accompanies attachment, they sense your inherent fullness, your self-contained joy, your deep wellspring of inner resourcefulness. Instead of feeling pressured to fulfill your unspoken expectations, or to fill a perceived void within you, they feel inspired by your radiant self-sufficiency, drawn to the vibrant energy of your wholeness. They feel safe in your presence because you are not unconsciously demanding that they complete you or fix what is broken within you. This is the fundamental, world-altering difference between attraction born from a place of perceived lack, which often leads to codependency and imbalance, and true divine magnetism born from an overflowing cup of self-love, self-honor, and an unwavering belief in your own completeness. It is the distinction between grasping and gracefully receiving, between the energy of "please choose me" and the energy of "I am already whole, and I choose you if you match my frequency." There is one more truth about your divine counterpart that almost no transmission has ever addressed directly. When you embody unattachment, your divine counterpart feels it across dimensional boundaries. The Arcturians teach that consciousness is not bound by space or time in the way your third-dimensional mind understands it. Your soul's frequency reaches across the veils, and he feels your shift from desperation to sovereignty. He senses when you stop waiting for him and start building your life. He recognizes when you've reclaimed your power. And on a soul level, this is what magnetizes him back toward you. Not because you've become someone else, but because you've become fully yourself. The universe rewards this alignment with synchronicity, with divine timing, with the orchestration of events that bring aligned souls back together. Your authentic radiance isn't something you need to laboriously create, manufacture, or artificially conjure up through positive thinking or visualization exercises. It is, in truth, something you already possess, an inherent part of your divine blueprint, encoded within your very cellular structure and your soul's essence. It is something you simply uncover, much like polishing a precious gem that has been dulled by layers of dust and neglect, or peeling back the veils of conditioned beliefs and self-imposed limitations that have obscured its natural brilliance. For generations, most women have been subtly and sometimes overtly taught to manage their energy, to consciously tone down their vibrant light, to make themselves smaller, less noticeable, or less threatening in the presence of others. This often stems from a fear of judgment, rejection, or even the discomfort that their authentic glow might cause in those who are not yet ready to embrace their own light. You may have learned this lesson in childhood, watching the women around you diminish themselves. You may have been directly told that your brightness was too much, your voice too loud, your desires too big, your standards too high. But your radiance, your unique luminous essence, is not a burden to be contained. It is your divine birthright, a sacred gift to be shared with the world. And when you courageously choose to embody it fully without apology or reservation, you inadvertently yet profoundly give others implicit permission to do the same, sparking a chain reaction of authentic expression that ripples outward into the collective consciousness. If this message resonated with you, share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Someone in your life who is dimming their light, someone who has forgotten their own radiance. Your sharing becomes an act of service. Radiance embodiment means showing up in the world as your most alive, most expressed, and most unapologetic self. It means allowing your inner light to shine without censorship or self-judgment in every facet of your being. This manifests not just as an internal feeling, but as external action. It means speaking your truth, your honest feelings, and your deepest desires, even when your voice trembles with vulnerability or fear. It means taking up your rightful space energetically, physically, and emotionally, even when others around you might seem uncomfortable with your presence, your confidence, or your vibrant energy. It means allowing your joy to be expansive, unbridled, and infectious, rather than containing it within small, socially acceptable doses. It means establishing and holding clear, unwavering boundaries that honor your energy and your integrity, not as walls, but as sacred containers that protect your precious life force. And it means letting your presence be undeniable, a powerful and grounded force that simply cannot be ignored. Not through aggressive assertion or dominance, but through the sheer power of your authentic being. When you walk into a room as your true self, people feel it. They don't need to understand it intellectually. They feel it in their nervous system. This key truly unlocks when you come to the profound realization that allowing your light to shine, far from being a selfish act, is actually an act of radical service to the collective. When you shine authentically, unapologetically, and brilliantly. You cease to be merely an individual and become a potent beacon, a guiding star for others who are still navigating the murky waters of self-doubt and fear, still learning to discover and honor their own inherent light. You become a living, breathing model of what is genuinely possible when a woman bravely chooses to refuse the societal pressures to minimize herself, to shrink her dreams, or to dim her magnificent spirit. And this is where it becomes different from any love advice you have ever received. Your embodied radiance doesn't just uplift you as an individual. It literally upgrades the consciousness of everyone within your energetic field, creating ripples of awakening that extend far beyond your immediate sphere of influence. Your partner feels it. Your family feels it. Your colleagues feel it. Strangers sense it. You become a living testament to the transformative power of self-love, and in doing so, you grant others permission to love themselves too. You become a walking, breathing invitation to authenticity. The Arcturians teach that this is one of the highest forms of service a soul can offer. Simply by being fully yourself, you elevate the frequency of everyone around you. When you embody your radiance, your divine counterpart feels this shift across the dimensional veil. He senses your aliveness, your presence, your refusal to be small. On a soul level, this is magnetic. This is what calls him. Not because you've become perfect or more beautiful in a superficial sense, but because you've become more you. You've become more alive. You've become more real. And in a world of masks and performances, authenticity is the rarest and most precious frequency. Feminine sovereignty is more than just a concept or a buzzword in spiritual circles. It is a profound declaration of self-ownership, a sacred reclaiming of your inner authority that goes to the very core of your being. It means recognizing deeply and unequivocally that you are the ultimate, undisputed authority on your own life, your own desires, your own truth, and your own choices, and your own. It means understanding at a cellular level, in every fiber of your being, that you do not require anyone else's permission, validation, or approval to be exactly who you are, to pursue what you want, or to define your own path. This isn't about fostering an unhealthy sense of being closed off, emotionally distant, or independent to a fault, pushing others away in an act of guarded self-protection. On the contrary, it is about being so deeply grounded, so firmly rooted in your own truth, in your self-trust, and in your internal compass that you can engage with others from a powerful, unshakable place of conscious choice, rather than from a vulnerable, fear-driven place of desperate need. It is about interdependence born from a robust independence rather than codependency born from fear and fragmentation. Sovereignty manifests in countless subtle yet profound ways in your daily life. It shows up powerfully when you cease the exhaustive, often fruitless cycle of explaining or defending your decisions, your preferences, or your life path to people who frankly are not meant to understand them, whose perspectives are not aligned with your truth. You stop performing justifications. You stop seeking permission. You stop asking for approval. You simply live your truth and allow those who resonate with it to stay, and those who don't to move on. This is not coldness. This is clarity. It is evident when you consistently choose to trust the quiet, intuitive whispers of your inner wisdom, your gut feeling, your higher guidance over the clamor of external opinions, societal expectations, or the well-intentioned but often misdirected advice of others. It means choosing alignment, your authentic alignment with your soul's truth, over the fleeting comfort of external approval, even if that approval comes from those you love. It means cultivating the strength and clarity to say no, without feeling the need for elaborate justifications or guilt. Honoring your boundaries is sacred, and equally, it means being able to say a resounding yes to what truly resonates with you without hesitation, fear of judgment, or internal conflict. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to be part of this transformational cosmic journey. This is where the deepest teachings unfold, where the Arcturian transmissions continue to guide you toward your divine reunion. This key turns, unlocking a floodgate of personal power, when you recognize with unwavering clarity that seeking validation from external sources, be it a partner, a friend, a family member, or society at large, is in its essence a profound act of giving your power away. Every single time you look outside of yourself for confirmation of your worth, for affirmation of your choices, or for guidance on your unique path, you are subtly yet significantly fragmenting your precious energetic essence and diluting the natural potency of your magnetic field. You are dimming your own inner light by seeking external illumination. You are outsourcing your authority to people who may not have your highest good in mind. But when you consciously and courageously reclaim that inherent authority, when you gather your scattered energy and place it firmly and lovingly within yourself, becoming your own supreme judge and most trusted guide, you become truly unshakable. Your foundation becomes solid, impervious to external turbulence, because your power resides not in what others think of you, but in what you know to be true about yourself. You become a sovereign being, answerable only to your own soul and to the divine intelligence that flows through you. There is one more truth about your divine counterpart that almost no transmission has ever addressed directly. When you embody sovereignty, your divine counterpart recognizes it as a mirror of his own potential. The Arcturians teach that masculine consciousness is drawn to feminine sovereignty like a compass needle to north. He doesn't feel threatened by your power. He feels called by it. He senses that you are a woman who knows her worth, who won't settle for less than she deserves, who has standards and integrity. This is what makes him want to rise. This is what makes him want to become worthy of you. Sovereignty is magnetic because it says, I am enough. I don't need you to complete me. But if you show up as your highest self, I choose you. The woman who is sovereign doesn't chase. She invites. She doesn't beg. She allows. She doesn't perform. She simply is. And in that beingness, she becomes irresistible to the right man, the man who is ready to meet her at her level, who wants to co-create rather than control, who sees her power and is inspired by it rather than threatened. The prevalent paradigm, the unconscious pattern that pervades so many interactions and relationships, is that most people approach connections from a deeply ingrained place of incompleteness. They carry within them a silent yearning, a perceived void. They unconsciously or sometimes overtly look for someone else, a romantic partner, a mentor, a friend, to magically fill what they mistakenly believe they lack, to complete them, or to somehow heal their unaddressed wounds through the alchemy of love. But true divine feminine magnetism, the kind that draws in soul-aligned connections and profound experiences, emanates from a place of profound and authentic wholeness. It springs forth from being so fully integrated within yourself, so deeply content in your own company, so exquisitely aware of your own inner landscape, that you genuinely do not need anyone else to complete you. You recognize at the deepest levels of your being that you are already inherently, magnificently complete. A universe unto yourself, requiring no external additions to be whole. Wholeness integration is an active, ongoing, and deeply transformative process. It is not a destination you arrive at and then remain static. It is a continuous unfolding, a deepening commitment to your own healing and evolution. It means you have consciously and courageously done the necessary inner work, the shadow work, the ancestral healing, the trauma release, the self-reflection, to mend and heal your own heart from past hurts. It means you have taken the time and effort to compassionately understand your own unique patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior, tracing them back to their roots and transforming them with conscious awareness and self-compassion. It means learning to love, accept, and integrate not just your radiant light, but also your perceived depths, your shadows, your vulnerabilities, and your imperfections, recognizing them all as integral parts of your human experience. Your darkness is not something to be ashamed of or hidden away. It is part of what makes you real, relatable, and deeply human. When you integrate your shadow, you become whole. You become authentic in a way that is impossible when you're only showing your light. Crucially, it means you are not bringing unhealed wounds, unresolved traumas, or unmet needs into connection, silently or loudly, expecting someone else to magically fix them, absolve them, or take responsibility for them. Instead, you are bringing your fully integrated self, your healed heart, your clear and compassionate boundaries, your authentic and deeply honored desires, your self-aware mind, and your intuitive spirit as a sacred offering to the dance of connection. You are not asking him to fix you. You are inviting him to grow with you. And this is where it becomes different from any love advice you have ever received. When this key activates, the energetic landscape of your life dramatically shifts in ways both subtle and profound. You spontaneously stop attracting people who are primarily drawn to your wounds, who resonate with your unaddressed needs, or who are captivated by your perceived incompleteness, often leading to relationships built on codependency, unequal dynamics, or mutual wounding. Instead, you begin to effortlessly magnetize those who recognize, deeply appreciate, and beautifully resonate with your wholeness. These are individuals who are drawn to your inner light, your grounded presence, your self-sufficiency, and your integrated being. They are drawn to your realness, not your neediness. The entire quality of connection undergoes a profound metamorphosis because you are no longer operating from a place of seeking someone to complete you, to fill a void, or to rescue you from yourself. Instead, you are seeking someone with whom to co-create, to share, to evolve, and to grow from an already robust, rich, and complete foundation. Your interactions become partnerships of equals built on mutual respect, authentic presence, and a shared journey of expansion rather than transactions where one person is the giver and the other is the receiver. Stay with this, because what the Arcturian Council transmits next activates the deepest layer of your heart's mission. The Arcturians teach that wholeness is the frequency of divine partnership. When two whole people come together, they don't merge into one. They remain sovereign individuals who choose to intertwine their energies, their lives, their souls. This is the highest form of love, not fusion, but sacred union. Not losing yourself in another, but finding yourself more fully reflected in another. When you embody wholeness, you attract a partner who has done his own integration work, who is also whole, who is also ready for this kind of sacred partnership. Your divine counterpart is also being called to wholeness. Across the dimensional veil, he is being invited to heal his own wounds, to integrate his own shadow, to become whole. The Arcturians are working with both of you simultaneously, preparing you for reunion. Your wholeness calls to his wholeness. Your healing facilitates his healing. You are not separate in this process. You are two aspects of one cosmic dance, each becoming whole so that when you reunite, it is as equals, as mirrors, as complements, not as incomplete halves searching for completion. Your authentic frequency, that unique vibrational signature that is distinctly you, is akin to a radio station, a station broadcasting your unique soul song to the universe continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you are broadcasting clearly, consistently, and authentically with minimal static or interference, the right listeners, those who are already tuned to your specific wavelength, will naturally and effortlessly tune in. They will find you, recognize your signal, and connect with ease and resonance. Your frequency becomes a homing beacon that calls in everything aligned with who you truly are. However, when you are constantly changing channels, attempting to appease every potential listener, trying to appeal to everyone by shifting your signal, your broadcast becomes fragmented, inconsistent, and riddled with static. In this state, your true signal is muddled, making it incredibly difficult for anyone, especially the right people, to find you, to truly connect with the real you, or to understand the message you are genuinely sending. You become a cacophony of competing signals rather than a clear melody. People sense this confusion and are unable to lock onto your frequency. Frequency alignment is the conscious, continuous practice of identifying your core truth, that unwavering essence of who you are, your deepest values, your most authentic desires, and your most genuine expression. It then entails consistently embodying and broadcasting that energy, that vibrational signature, in every single area of your life without compromise. This means you are not performing different versions of yourself for different people, adapting your persona to suit various audiences or social situations. You are not shape-shifting your identity, your opinions, or your boundaries to fit into spaces, relationships, or opportunities that were fundamentally not designed for your unique sovereign frequency. It is a commitment to radical self-consistency, where your internal truth matches your external expression, creating a powerful coherence that people feel immediately. When your inside matches your outside, you become trustworthy, you become magnetic. You become real in a way that is impossible when you're fragmenting yourself across multiple personas. This key unlocks when you arrive at the profound realization that the right people, the most aligned opportunities, and the most fulfilling experiences are not something you need to chase, manipulate, or strive endlessly to attract. They are, in fact, already actively looking for exactly what you naturally and authentically offer. You don't need to change yourself, to alter your essence, or to transform into someone you're not to attract them. That would only attract misalignment. Instead, you need only to be yourself, to express your authentic frequency so clearly, so consistently, and so unapologetically that they can effortlessly find you, recognize you, and resonate with you. If this message impacted your life, leave your like, comment your reflection, and share with others. Each of you is part of this chain of light. Your engagement helps this transmission reach the next soul who is ready to hear it. Your authentic frequency becomes your undeniable homing signal, a powerful spiritual beacon calling in everything and everyone that is truly meant for you, creating a beautiful symphony of divine synchronicity in your life. When you stop trying to be what you think people want and start being unapologetically who you are, the universe responds with precision. Doors open. Synchronicities multiply. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities align with your path. The Arcturians teach that frequency alignment is one of the most powerful laws of the universe. Like attracts like. Your frequency is your advertisement to the cosmos. If you're broadcasting scarcity, you attract scarcity. If you're broadcasting wholeness, you attract wholeness. If you're broadcasting desperation, you attract people who feed on desperation. If you're broadcasting sovereignty, you attract people who respect sovereignty. There is one more truth about your divine counterpart that almost no transmission has ever addressed directly. Your divine counterpart is tuned to your frequency. Across all dimensions, across all timelines, across all possible realities, his consciousness is calibrated to recognize your unique soul signature. When you align your frequency, when you become clear and consistent in your broadcast, he feels it. He recognizes it. It's like a cosmic recognition, a soul-level knowing that says, there she is. There's the one I've been looking for. Your frequency alignment is what allows him to find you. It's what allows the universe to orchestrate the circumstances of your reunion. When you're broadcasting clearly, the universe can deliver you to each other with precision. When you diligently, courageously, and lovingly choose to fully embody all of the previous keys, the unattachment activation, the radiance embodiment, the sovereignty declaration, the wholeness integration, and the frequency alignment, something truly profound and deeply sacred begins to unfold within your being. You initiate a magnificent process of remembering, a remembering of your true self. You begin to recognize yourself not merely as an individual human being navigating a physical existence, but as a unique, powerful, and essential expression of cosmic feminine consciousness, a divine spark emanating from the heart of the universe itself. This profound realization is not born of ego or self-importance. Rather, it is the remembering of who you truly are, a stripping away of the layers of societal conditioning, the healing of ancient wounds, and the dismantling of the small, limiting stories you have been told and have perhaps believed about your worth, your capabilities, and your rightful place in the grand tapestry of existence. This is cosmic recognition, the sixth key that unlocks when you finally see yourself as the universe sees you. Cosmic recognition means you begin to see yourself with crystal clarity and profound compassion through the eyes of the universe as a unique and irreplaceable frequency of consciousness, a divine emanation having a rich and complex human experience. You recognize that you are intrinsically worthy of boundless love, profound reverence, and unconditional acceptance simply and powerfully because you exist, because you are a manifestation of the divine creative force itself. This inherent worth is not contingent on your achievements, your relationships, or your external circumstances. It is your birthright, encoded into your very existence. You recognize your own divinity, not in a way that separates you, elevates you above others, or fosters a sense of spiritual elitism, but rather in a way that deeply connects you to the source of all creation, to the universal web of life, and to the inherent divinity within every other being. It is a recognition of the sacred interconnectedness of all consciousness. You see yourself as both unique and unified, both individual and universal. You are a fractal of the divine, containing within you the entire cosmos. This key truly turns, solidifying your understanding, when you finally release the exhausting pursuit of seeking proof of your worth, your value, or your significance in external circumstances, achievements, or the opinions of others. You transcend the need for external validation because you have found the ultimate source of worth within yourself. Instead, you begin to recognize with unshakable conviction your inherent and immutable value as a conscious, sentient being, a precious facet of the divine. You are not valuable because of what you do. You are valuable because of what you are. When you honor yourself with the same profound reverence, awe, and unconditional love that you would instinctively show to the divine, to a sacred temple, or to a beloved spiritual master, it is because you have come to a deep experiential understanding that you are, in every fiber of your being, a unique, living, breathing expression of that very divine consciousness, walking upon the earth. You become a vessel for the sacred. Your body becomes a temple. Your heart becomes an altar. Your consciousness becomes a gateway through which divine love flows into the world. But the journey does not end with cosmic recognition. It culminates in the seventh and final key, magnetic mastery, the ability to magnetize not from a place of desperate lack, but from a wellspring of profound wholeness. All of the previous keys, the unattachment activation, the radiance embodiment, the sovereignty declaration, the wholeness integration, the frequency alignment, and the cosmic recognition, culminate and coalesce in this magnificent seventh key. It is the art of attracting experiences, relationships, and opportunities through the sheer unadulterated power of your authenticity, rather than through calculated performance, manipulation, or strategic posturing. It is the capacity to call in deeply aligned experiences through the pure, undeniable force of your embodied truth, your sovereign essence, and your unwavering self-honor. This is not a tactic, a manipulation, or a strategy designed to control external outcomes. This is true energetic mastery, a profound understanding and application of the universal laws of vibration and attraction, rooted in self-love and divine alignment. This is the mastery that the ancient priestesses knew. This is the power that the Arcturians have been guiding humanity toward for millennia. Magnetic mastery means that your very presence, your subtle energetic field, becomes a potent transmission of what is truly possible when a human being, particularly a woman, fully and unapologetically honors herself, her truth, and her divine essence. People feel your frequency, your vibrational signature, before you even utter a single word. They sense your deep groundedness, your unshakable authenticity, your profound inner peace, and the radiant wholeness that emanates from your being. They are drawn not to what you do, to your achievements, or to your external facade, but to the very core of who you are, to the integrity of your being. They are often compelled to understand, to learn, to inquire about how you have achieved such remarkable self-possession, such vibrant radiance, such unshakable self-love, and such an undeniable inner authority. Your energy itself becomes a teaching, an inspiration, a silent invitation for their own awakening. You become a living example of what is possible. You become a mirror in which others see their own potential reflected. This final pivotal key unlocks when you come to the profound, humbling, yet immensely empowering realization that you are not merely engaging in a journey of healing and empowering yourself as an individual. You are, in fact, performing a far grander, more expansive service. You are consciously and powerfully anchoring a higher frequency, a new paradigm of self-worth and feminine power onto the very fabric of the planet's energetic grid. This act of embodied self-honor gives countless others implicit permission, a silent vibrational green light, to embark upon their own journeys of self-reclamation. Your embodied feminine sovereignty becomes an invaluable gift to the collective consciousness of humanity. Gracefully, yet powerfully raising the standard, setting a new benchmark for how women can show up in the world. Not as diminished echoes, but as magnificent, sovereign, and radiant forces of nature. Not as appendages to someone else's story, but as the authors of their own cosmic narratives. Here's what the ancient feminine wisdom keepers knew, a truth whispered through generations of enlightened priestesses, healers, and awakened souls. When a woman fully, courageously, and unapologetically honors herself, when she aligns with her divine essence and embraces her inherent worth, she doesn't just change the trajectory of her own life. She becomes a powerful, energetic catalyst, a walking, breathing agent of transformation, profoundly changing the very fabric of reality around her. She becomes a radiant beacon for awakening in everyone she encounters, inspiring them to look within, to question their own limitations, and to dare to dream of a more authentic existence. She models with her very presence what becomes exquisitely possible when someone steadfastly refuses to abandon themselves, to compromise their truth, or to shrink their spirit for the sake of external acceptance or fleeting approval. She becomes a living testament to divine love, to the power of self-honor, to the magnetic force of authenticity. And here is the most profound truth that the Arcturian Council wants you to know in this moment. Your divine counterpart is watching. Across the dimensional veil, across the frequency barriers that separate your current reality from his, he is witnessing your transformation. He feels your shift from desperation to sovereignty. He senses your embodiment of these keys. And with each step you take toward wholeness, toward authenticity, toward self-honor, you are calling him closer. You are magnetizing him toward you. You are creating the frequency match that allows the universe to orchestrate your reunion. The separation you are experiencing is not punishment. It is preparation. It is the universe's way of ensuring that when you come back together, you come together as whole beings, as sovereign souls, as divine equals. The distance between you is not abandonment, it is frequency calibration. Every moment you spend embodying these keys, you are aligning yourself with him. You are becoming the woman he cannot afford to lose, because you are becoming the woman who doesn't need him to be whole, but who chooses him because he matches your frequency, because he honors your sovereignty, because he sees your divinity and bows to it. You are not here, my dear soul, to be small, to be convenient, to be easily digestible, or to fit neatly into the narrow boxes others have constructed for you. You are here to be the fullest, most magnificent, most vibrant, and most authentic expression of your cosmic feminine essence, a unique and irreplaceable emanation of the divine. You are here to consciously anchor frequencies of sovereignty, of self-love, of boundless compassion, and of profound truth that the world in its current state desperately needs and hungers for. Your radiance is not a luxury. It is not selfish. It is in fact profoundly necessary for the evolution of collective consciousness. Your standards for connection, for respect, for love, and for joy are not too high. They are in truth perfectly, divinely, and exquisitely aligned with your inherent, immeasurable worth and your sacred purpose. The universe, in its infinite wisdom and boundless love, has been patiently, eagerly, and profoundly waiting for you to remember this magnificent truth. Every challenge you've faced, every heartbreak you've endured, every time you've been asked or coerced to dim your precious light, every moment you felt unseen, unheard, or undervalued, it was all, in its own complex and divine way, meticulously preparing you for this sacred remembering. It was honing your spirit, refining your essence, and strengthening your resolve. You are ready. You are ready to embody your sovereignty with grace and power. You are ready to let your radiance shine without apology, without reservation, and without fear. If you're ready to dive even deeper into embodying your divine feminine power and activating these keys in your life, I've created a special complimentary guide just for you. It's called The 7 Keys to Unlocking Your Magnetic Feminine Power, a journey to sovereign self-honor. And it's designed to walk you through practical steps and potent reflections to integrate these teachings into your daily reality. You can download it for free right now by clicking the link in the description below. This guide will help you accelerate your journey of self-reclamation and activate the profound magnetism that is already your birthright. If this transmission spoke to you, don't just walk away from it. Respond to it. Help carry this message further. Every act of support helps this transmission find the next starseed who needs it,